Hello and welcome back to my channel, and if you are new, a warm welcome to you. I'm a Christian artist, but I focus predominantly at the moment on wildlife portraits because I absolutely adore wildlife and have seen it up close and personal because I grew up in Africa. It takes me a while to paint because I'm a part-time artist. I have other work that I do. This is a gift from God and He helps me when I paint, and there's a definite difference in days when I don't ask for help and in days where I do ask for help. And I want to go through some of the process with you in case you are thinking of painting one, you have painted one, you would like to paint another one, or you just enjoy watching videos like these. There was a calf wrapped around her leg and her tusks are quite small as well. And there was just something so serene and peaceful and reverent and beautiful about her. She was a grey elephant, but I chose to do this one golden because I wanted to play with warm colours. I wanted to play with pink and coral and purple and yellow and gold and brown. And so I'm going to explain to you the different parts of the elephant, things you could expect when you paint your piece, or just so you understand what we go through as artists. I have never studied arts, so there's that. Okay, so let's start with the eye. This is what we're looking at. I started off with a lot of cool colors in the upper eyelid. However, the eye itself is a teeny tiny part of the eye socket and the eye area and the occipital bone and the brow bone and the whole thing, the cheekbone, where it fits. That's quite a large area. So initially I did it too large and I made it too dark. So the way I fixed that was I added a lot of warmer colors on the top of the eyelids and on the lower eyelids, and I removed some of the bottom shadow. I had to lessen that shadow. Initially this entire area was shadow and it looked wrong, really looked very big. I warmed up the occipital bone because when you lighten and warm something, the color comes to the foreground, and brought it to the front, and it made it look as if the eye was now going in and sitting within the socket where it belonged. Now, when you paint an elephant, you are painting topography. The only thing that can bring your elephant to life in 3D is light, your values, your light and your contrast, your light and your darks together. How much light, where is the light coming from, where must the light hit and bounce off of? She had to recede. Okay, so that was that region. And then I had to give her a lot of skin. Now, elephants are heavy. The skin hangs and sags over those bones and over that big body. So I put in a lot of dark colors, and I made the lines really flowy to give that appearance of towards gravity, to show the effect of the gravity, even the trunk. So don't forget that when you do the face, if you don't want it to look like a grid, a flat grid, you need to keep some flow in it. You need to use your colors wisely. I highlighted only two portions slightly, where to give it a 3D effect, that the light was hitting part of the face, and then more, of course, on this area just above the tusk. It's not the detail that perfects your photograph, it is the light, the values, where it hits can bring your painting absolutely to life. And on that point, I'm now going to move to the trunk, and I will show you what I had to do to make that look right. Okay, so if you have a look at this part here, none of that was highlighted. I'd only highlighted this part up to there, and so the rest was darker, and it looked off. It bugged me for days because in the reference photos they were all different, so I didn't know where to put the light. It becomes dark in this area, and then suddenly the light wraps around the trunk because the light is coming from the top, coming over her, but also next to her, and some of it filters underneath. Some of it filters under the lower part of the ear. Some of it catches just this part of her chin because her chin is so big. And some of it catches the base of the body as well, which some of it catches the base of the body there. those were the hardest parts for me. And then the head, to get the colors and the midtones to merge, because I was using different reference photos. So what I did then was I painted the darker areas to make it recede. Remember, darker colors recede, highlights come to the front. So I made that little dark area there, and I had to do this whole dark area. It's just a process of going step by step and then taking a step back and looking at the whole picture to make sure everything is in proportion. And I looked at the ears, and they are actually wrinkles on the inner part of the ear. So don't forget that, because the ear is still heavy and flappy and has loose skin. It's only really the outer parts that are thinner, I think, and less wrinkles or no wrinkles, but the inner part definitely. So I had to paint those in there, and then I had to differentiate between the ear and the head, because you can see with all these wrinkles, it's very difficult to tell. And I did that by using, again, highlighting the ear to bring the ear slightly forward, so you could see, hold on, this is a different shape now. I did the same with the edges to make the ear bulge out. It was shadow, deep shadow in this area, and then highlights, then a slightly darker again, and then highlights to make it curve the other way, and then shadows to give it that final curl. And then of course we need the whites, and then the body was the most fun, and that was just highlighting this area, and then slightly darker, and the darkest part under the shadow of the ear. Well, you made it to the end of the video. Thank you so much for sticking with me. I hope this helped you. I hope it gave you some ideas. And I'll see you in the next one. Keep well. God bless.